How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pokémon X and Y. Last time we went over the demo to X and Y, as well as beta elements, kind of, sort of, and we also went over a couple of events related to the game, including some mythical Pokémon. And this time, we are here deep in the Terminus Cave, because there's one more legendary Pokémon for us to obtain. But before we do that, there are some branching paths here from this legendary Pokémon. And if you go to each of these little alcoves, you will find certain orbs that you may be familiar with if you've played the 4th generation Pokémon games. You can find the Lustrous, Greasious, and Adamant orb in each of these alcoves. But there is a 4th alcove as well. So what's in that 4th alcove? Well, let's go ahead and find out. First, I need to go ahead and pick up the Lustrous orb, and I think the Lustrous orb is actually in this alcove down here, so let's see. Yes, it is the Lustrous orb. Okay, so the final item is going to be in the top right corner. Let's see what the special item is here. Survey says it's nothing? Oh, it's a hidden big nugget. Oh, that's clever, because the 3 actual Pokeballs, then a hidden item. I see you, Game Freak. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and head back over here in front of this legendary being. And of course, I recommend that you save the game before you do so. Say hello to Zygarde, the 3rd of the trio of Xerneas and Yveltal. So, Zygarde is a ground and dragon type, so this is going to be a pretty interesting battle here. Now, the main thing I want to talk about, since we're battling Zygarde, is my belief that at one point in time, Pokémon Z was going to happen, that there was going to be a 3rd version in the Kalos region. Now, if you're familiar with Zygarde, you may or may not know that Zygarde actually plays a pretty big role in the 7th generation games Sun and Moon. Now, my belief is that all of the things that were going to happen in Z ended up becoming what happened in Sun and Moon. In Sun and Moon, you were able to collect Zygarde cores, and you were able to put them together to make certain Zygarde forms. 10%, 50%, which is this form, as it came to be known in 7th gen, and then the 100% complete form. Now, my belief is that it pretty much would have followed other 3rd generation games, and Zygarde would have been the whole protector and everything, trying to stop Xerneas and Yveltal, and of course Team Flare from their ultimate goal being achieved. And this is kind of what happened in the X and Y anime, which was in that season named X, Y, and Z, which is also, I guess, some sort of homage to the fact that a Z version never happened. It's really upsetting to me that Z never happened, because I really think Z version could have been really, really cool. Even if they did sequels like they did for Black and White, and, you know, that would have been fine. I really wish they would have done something more with Kalos, because Kalos is a pretty beautiful region. Like, if you see the locations and everything, it's a beautiful region, and it really should have gotten something else. And maybe it will when they eventually get remade in a dozen years or so, but I really think Pokémon Z should have happened, and my belief is that things that happened in Sun and Moon would have happened in Z, and the thing is, I really want to talk about this. and I'm gonna actually leave a link to like a full article on Smogon, because this pretty much is equal to what I feel. I didn't write it, but it's pretty much almost equal to what I think was going to happen. So on September 12th, 2015, almost exactly 2 years since X and Y were released, and a year since Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Zygarde's complete form was officially revealed via CoroCoro magazine, and this newly revealed form followed a pretty similar pattern, much like the Kyurem forms in Black 2 and White 2. Now, pretty much Zygarde followed almost exactly like Kyurem in a sense, because they were found in a post-game cave, and they sit there waiting for the player to get them. Now, Zygarde only has a base stat of 600, while Xerneas and Yveltal have 680 for their stats. The new form would have more than likely, and it has proven to be, would have given it a bigger stat distribution, would have given it more stats. Now, it also followed the, if it followed the pattern of Gen 3 and Gen 4, Zygarde would have became the major focal point, and kind of Gen 5, I mean, Gen 5 was Kyurem mixed with Team Plasma coming back, but Gen 3 and Gen 4, Zygarde would have became the main focus of the story, and its Pokédex entries also kind of hint at this, at least in X it more so hints at it, which is a good thing that I'm playing the X version while I'm doing this. So yeah, I'm gonna leave a link down below to that. I can't convey my thoughts about it as well as it was written in that article, but like, there were so many things they could have done with Kalos. They could have had new areas, plus Keloud City and all that stuff. They could have added so much that I really wish they took more advantage of the region. It's just a real shame. Anyway, so Zygarde is pretty much down to the health that I want to have it at. Now it's just a matter of trying to catch it with the many Ultra Balls that I have on my person, and hopefully not have it struggle to death. So, with that being said, let's continue to toss balls at it, because there's nothing better I can do at this point. I just got to hope that one of my 150 plus Ultra Balls will do the job. Also, for a little bit, I'll let you enjoy the battle theme before we cut away to hopefully catching Zygarde, because this song, I love this remix, it's so good. One, two, three. There we go. Zygarde has been caught. That didn't take as long as I thought it would. Took less than Mewtwo, I think, but still, we caught Zygarde relatively quickly. Not bad. Zygarde, the Order Pokemon. When the Kalos region's ecosystem falls into disarray, I almost thought that said fails for a moment, falls into disarray, it appears and reveals its secret power. See, the X Pokédex entry, like, pretty much hints at something more to Zygarde that ended up being revealed in Sun and Moon that they could have done in Pokémon Z. And something I also want to mention is that in Pokémon Sun and Moon, Zygarde gained 2 moves based off of the cores and stuff you collect throughout that throughout the Alola region. And those moves are 1,000 Arrows and 1,000 Waves, which are both physical ground-type moves with 90 base power and 100 accuracy, and these moves were in the code of X and Y, kind of like Light of Ruin for the Eternal Flower Floette was in the code for this game as well. And it's just another thing that makes me think, hey, Pokemon Z probably was gonna happen, But then Game Freak probably felt rushed to make the 20th anniversary very special, and that's how Zygarde came to be in Sun and Moon, because they kind of felt bad, so they took all of the things that would have been in Z with Zygarde, and they put them in Sun and Moon to make up for it. I don't know. I don't think anybody will ever truly know unless someone steals important files from the Game Freak building, and I don't recommend you do that because you would go to jail for a very long time. Anyway, that is it for the Terminus Cave and Zygarde. So, let's go ahead and use a escape rope, my only remaining escape rope, to exit the Terminus Cave. And with that, there are not that many things left for us to do here in Kalos. Realistically, there's something we have left to do in Lumiose City, but we can also take on the Pokémon League once again. And I think next time on Pokemon X and Y, we will begin the very tedious, but kind of required maybe, quest that starts in Lumiose City. So with that, thank you for watching, and until next time, catch ya later.